the people in this room, which one is A, wearing a spangly outfit, and B, not of use?
Hi, welcome to Comedy Parenting Radio. It's the only show that roasts Cornish game hens inside of jack-o'-lanterns. We want to welcome our new listeners from Buffalo, Wyoming, Workingham, United Kingdom, and Auckland, New Zealand.
How much work do you think they actually get done?
Well, let's see, they're 8 hours ahead of us, so I guess they just sleep. They're all sleeping right now. Today, we're going to be talking about the tram. We'll be right back.
I don't believe it. My savings are gone. They're gone.
You're kidding.
Nope, they're gone. They're gone.
Okay, all right. Think about it. Where did you have them last?
I remember I was home, then I took them, and then I spent them on that vacation to Aruba. Then I bought this miniature suit of armor I saw in the in-flight magazine.
And that's the last you saw of your savings?
Yes.
This is so weird.
I know, right?
Weird? Not really. Not saving now means no money later. You'd be surprised how quickly a little money from every paycheck can really add up. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free ideas and easy ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
The armor is cool, though. Oops. I think I broke its gauntlet.
You broke my favorite part.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
We're losing him, doctor.
Quick, administer CPR.
Cardiopulmonary resuscitation?
No, silly. Comedy Parenting Radio.
On today's show, we're talking about the tram. What's a tram?
It's basically a line, like a giant cable, with like 3 or 4 pumpkins going up and down it.
I like it. Very appropriate for this time of year. Josh,
Yep.
What do you think a tram is?
It's a gigantic box pulled up on a string up the hill.
Elijah, what's a tram? Help us out here. We're not getting very good definitions.
A tram is a cable that runs on 2 wheels at the top and the bottom, and basically there are sets of 3 cars that go up and down in a continuous loop.
Runs on 2 wheels on top. How about it's like a ski lift, except for it's an enclosed cabin?
Yeah, it's like a gondola, if you've ever been on a ski gondola.
Yeah. Today was the very last day of the running of the tram for Glenwood Caverns Adventure Park in Glenwood Springs, Colorado.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When did they build that tram?
In 2003.
Yeah, and the only reason they're putting a new one in is because they want to make a bigger, shinier, faster, higher capacity one.
Yeah, one that doesn't make you wait in line for an hour at the bottom.
Exactly. So, goodbye, old tram. We went and rode the last rides of the tram, up and down. And what did we do on top to celebrate when we were up there?
We
ate hot dogs.
Yeah, we ate hot dogs. We played laser tag. We climbed up on a clubby wall.
And we bought 5 very special
pumpkins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to carve pumpkins and roast Cornish game hens later on.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What's one of your favorite stories about the old tram?
Probably the fact that the old tram used to look like 2 or 3 cherries going up the mountain in the wintertime with all the snow on them.
You know it.
My favorite part of the entire thing was watching all the guests that would freak out because they were afraid of heights as they were going up the tram.
We could do an entire show about freaked out guests. I've seen people cry. I've seen people put their hands in their heads in their hands. And I saw one lady get down on the floor. She was so afraid she got down on the floor on her hands and knees.
Stop, drop, and roll.
No, you don't roll out of the tram. You are gonna drop.
Stop.
If they did that, it'd be stop, roll, and drop.
Stop, roll, and
The
drop.
tram stops, it drops, and then you have to roll down the mountain.
Yeah, right. Freaked out guests forever.
I think one of the best days I ever rode on the tram was where we had to go up the tram and down the tram and then up the tram again and then down the tram. But we always rode on the same cart when we went up and when we went down and when we went up and when we went down.
What number was that?
I think that was number 13.
Ooh, lucky 13.
I think Elijah can attest to number 13.
Any other favorite stories about the tram?
My favorite story about the tram is one day after work. It was dark out, 9 o'clock. We had finished our day at work, and we were the last people going down the tram.
Wait. You commute on the tram?
I commute on the tram.
Some people get to work they think it's pretty fancy to go on a subway. You are hanging from a little wire up in the sky.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
And you decided to play music, and there were a couple of other people on our tram, and so you're playing this crazy chicken techno song, and we're blinking our lights off and on, and the people in the tram car behind us when we got off are like, what in the world were you people doing up there?
You're listening to Comedy Parenting Radio. We're talking about the tram. We'll be right back.
Speak up, because you can. Your mind is a powerful tool, and so is your freedom of speech. So use it. It's what separates you from being a number to being an individual. Thoughts, beliefs, opinions, creativity. It's what makes you, you. Stand proud and say it loud. Know your rights. Know your freedom to speak. This message is brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters, Education Foundation, and the Broadcast Education Association.
Comedy Parenting Radio, setting the bar in podcasting.
Has anybody seen where I set my podcasting bar? You're back with Comedy Parenting Radio. The old tram is going bye-bye. As a matter of fact, they're going to start disassembling it tomorrow. Mm-hmm. The Palma company from France, Switzerland.
What's the first piece to come off?
Probably the nameplate. Somebody probably stole it tonight for a souvenir.
Yeah. It's the number 357 bolt on Tower 7.
Oh, that one came off years ago.
Shh, don't tell anybody that.
No, that's not true. That's not true. And another good story about being on the tram?
Well, kind of related. That tram helped cure me.
Of what?
Well, way back when, I used to eat my boogers.
You mean you stopped?
Yeah.
Oh. So what did the tram have to do to cure you from booger eating?
Well, I was picking my nose, as one does sometimes, and I picked my nose, and I had this very large booger, and I wiped it underneath the seat, as one does when they are a rude, disgusting, unhygienic little boy. But you know what else?
What?
My brother Caleb was with me. And you know what he made me do?
What?
He made me pick the booger off the bottom of that seat and eat it.
And you never did that ever again?
Nope. Never have eaten a booger since.
Wow, how therapeutic. If not pukic. Therapeutic.
It makes me nauseous nowadays.
The best thing about the tram was if you were with someone who was afraid of heights. My favorite thing to do was to scare them. At first they weren't really scared, but then I started telling them, and when it slows down, that's the radio operator setting a stick of dynamite on the track.
I got to tell you something here. 2 days ago, I was operating the top of the tram, and so with just a couple days left in the season, car number 13 had a bungee cord on it because they had problems with the door opening, closing. So the sign said, do not load this car. Mm-hmm. And people would be standing there, and the thing would come up to the top of the mountain. They'd say, why can't you ride in that car? And I said, well, we keep having problems with the floor falling out.
Why do you think we're getting a new tram?
If you're riding down and it seems a little wiggly, maybe just lift your feet up.
This thing is 15 years old, Yeah.
The tram on a really dark and cold night is one of the best places to tell horror stories.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's the wind rocking it back and forth as you weave your myth.
I myth my weave.
I myth weaving my myth.
I have been on that tram when the winds were extremely high, and you do go rocking along merrily and very slowly. So full speed, that tram will run up to 1,000 feet per minute. Okay, so 5 minutes to go a mile. That's pretty good. On the slow end, it'll go 100 feet per minute. Think about how slow 100 feet per minute is.
That is very slow, especially considering how far that thing runs.
If you took baby steps with a baby, you're going faster than 100 feet per minute.
Yeah.
And so that turns a 8-minute ride into about a 45, 55-minute ride.
Yeah, and then you come home late and your chicken is burnt.
I shouldn't have put the chicken on when I went to work.
We probably should have taken the chicken off the stove when we smelled it burning.
Siri, take burning chicken off of stove.
That's not my job.
You're listening to Comedy Parenting Radio, talking about the tram. It's shut down for the year as of 15 minutes from now. It'll be shut down.
It goes until 6 o'clock tonight.
What?
It goes until 6 o'clock tonight.
It's going to be shut down in 1 hour and 15 minutes from right now. If you guys get up there right now and they still have free hot dogs, you can have a hot dog and a cheap tram ride.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars, and let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars.
When your kid rips holes in their pants at the playground, when your princess needs an outfit for that birthday party, when you come home from grandma's and can't find the other shoe for the baby, it's time to stop in at Once Upon a Child in Glenwood Springs, Colorado. This store is chock full of gently used clothes, toys, and shoes. You'll save so much money you can hide extra changes of clothes in PVC tubes out in the woods for the zombie apocalypse. Once Upon a Child, located next to Walmart in Glenwood Springs, Colorado. Give them a visit before you see zombies at Grandma's birthday party.
This is Crazy Russian Dad. You're listening to Comedy Parenting Radio. Interesting, they now let Russians on the radio.
Music's playing up and down the block. Mostly Christian blues, country folk, and southern rock. Sound a little piece of paradise way out here in the woods. There's always something going on down in the trailer hood.
Okay, it's the final segment of Comedy Parenting Radio, talking about the old tram. I've been in that tram when the snow was pasting on there so hard you could not see outside of the windows. Zero.
Which is why I said they look like cherries with whipped cream on them.
Yes, but you're in this little ice box rocking to and fro as you go up the hill.
It's the reverse of a snow globe.
That must be a bit claustrophobic.
It's like being in a snow globe, inside of one, and outside all the stuff swirling around you. It's really kind of weird.
Huh.
Courtney, have you ever ridden up with any weird loads of goods?
Weird loads of goods? Well, I've ridden up with other employees. Does that count?
We have some weird employees, but no, occasionally they'll put boxes of things on there, like giant rolls of toilet paper. Have you ever considered maybe opening up a roll of toilet paper and hang on to the end of it and drop it out of the tram and see how far it unrolls down the mountain?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, there's a lot of juniper there, so I imagine it wouldn't get terribly far. You know what you could do, though?
Toilet paper all the trees in the whole park on the way up.
Just hang the toilet paper out there, get it snagged on a tree, and then just let it unroll as you go up the hill.
It'd be perfect. It'd be like stringing a transatlantic cable.
Yeah, exactly.
We could recreate the laying of the transatlantic cable with the tram.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's how they measured how long the tram was.
This tram equals 25 rolls of toilet paper.
Okay, you've been listening to Comedy Parenting Radio, talking about the old tram. A little bit of reminiscing here, hey gang?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming into the studio today.
Sure thing.
And when you guys go,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, would you take this set of windshield wipers and we're going to install it on the new tram?
All right.
Okie dokie. All right.
Sounds good.
Bye-bye.
Everybody has to pay taxes. Even businessmen that rob and steal and cheat from people every day, even they have to pay taxes.